Hello, everyone. My name is Johnson Yu, a graduate student of National Zhongzheng University, Taiwan. My presentation topic is Assessment of FRR Requirement on the High Penetration of Wind Generation. Background: to maintain the power system frequency, operators must deploy operating reserve to balance the load and generation. Based on response time, the operating reserve can be classified into four categories, including fast responsive reserve, frequency regulation reserve, spring reserve, and supplemental reserve in Taiwan, to cover power unbalance caused by variability and uncertainty under normal conditions. FRR should be deployed to meet the 20% of renewable penetration level by 2025 in Taiwan. The ways of FRR procurement needs to include flexibility. Variable and uncertain generations of renewables can be characterized by analyzing historical data. This paper proposes a simple method based on historical wind generation and load for simulating Taipower's 2025 scenarios. To analyze the impact of wind generation on FRR, two FRR procurement methods are proposed and compared. Characteristics of net load and FRR based on two procurement methods are investigated. Proposed method. First, wind power and load data simulation. This study simulates the 2025 forecast load and the net load by scaling historical data. The proposed method ignores the temporal and spatial correlation between each wind farm location. It considers the wind farm location and the relationship between installed capacity and generation output. Second, a measure of variability. To observe the random variation, the long-term trend of load time series is known by differencing. The data point in the training time series data is defined as delta, to indicate the time series change from period to period. The standard deviation of the deltas is a good measure. Therefore, it is adopted as a measure for load variability. And the last, FRR procurement method. The operator can decide how much FRR could be procured in the future based on the historical data. Different FRR procurement methods can affect the assessment effectiveness. Thus, two procurement methods, static and dynamic method, are considered. In the static method, the last year's 98.8 percentile FRR requirement is used as the FRR procurement. Hence, the FRR procurement of the static method is a constant in the procurement year. For a dynamic method, the amount of FRR procurement depends on the time of day and the month of year. Results. Figure 1 shows that the 20 minutes data histogram of study year's net load is very wider than study year's load, which means that the integration of wind generation will increase the occurrence of large data and decrease the occurrence of small data. The sigma of study year's load and study year's net load 20 minutes data at different load level are shown in figure 2, where the load level decreases from the left to the right. In this figure, the largest and smallest sigmas of delta difference between study year's load and study year net load is at D0 to D1 and D9 to D10, respectively. The FRR procurement, which is less than the required amounts, is defined as under procurement. To compare the total method, the total megawatt per hour, rule mean square, and extreme value of under procurement are shown in table 1. The results of the total megawatt per hour of our over procurements are also listed in table 2. The results in table 1 and table 2 indicate that though the under procurement may occur more in the dynamic method, the total amounts of under procurement and over procurement in the dynamic method is far less than those of the static method. Conclusions. This paper has presented a study of the assessment of FRR requirement under high penetration of wind by scaling historical wind generation time series based on the location and the installed capacity of wind farms and without methodological data. Through ignoring geographical diversity leads in the overestimation of wind variability, the proposed method can produce a conservative resource for assessing the wind impacts on FRR. Two FRR procurement methods were proposed and compared in the study. Static method uses a constant value as a procurement, while dynamic method takes into account the hours of the day in a certain month, and thus the procurement is changing over time. The compared result shows that the FRR procured by dynamic method has a less total amount of under and over procurement than FRR procured by the static method. Thank you for listening.